Ladies and gentlemen, listen, let me tell you something. There's a reason you've been going through the things you've been going through. God don't waste no pain. He don't waste no struggle. And he sure as hell don't waste no time. You've been chosen, you've been called, and you've been set apart for something greater than you've even imagined. You're not here by accident. No, this is divine. You see, when God is preparing a surprise for you, it don't come like you think. It don't show up when you expect it. But here's the truth. You start seeing things shift in your life, even when you don't ask for it. Doors you thought were closed forever start opening wide. That's not just luck. That's God saying, you've been faithful. You've been trusting. And now I'm about to show you what I've been working on behind the scenes. Let me tell you something else. Peace is a sign. Peace that don't make sense in the middle of your storm. Peace that surpasses all understanding. God's got a way of giving you that peace when everything around you feels like it's falling apart. That's him telling you, I've got this, I've got you. And don't you be surprised when new people start showing up in your life. People who speak life into you. People who believe in you when you don't believe in yourself. God's got a way of bringing the right people at the right time because he knows you're going to need them for what he's about to do next. Now, listen, when God's preparing that surprise for you, he's working on you. Your desires start to change. What you thought you wanted, now you're saying, nah, that's not it. He's shifting your heart, your mind, your soul. He's aligning your desires with his will because he's got something bigger in store for you. You're going to get some blessings from places you didn't even expect, from people who didn't even see you coming. But let me tell you something. That favor is divine. That's God opening doors that no man can shut. And when he opens them, he's about to blow your mind. And let's talk about that hunger that's been stirring in you. I know you've been hungry, but now you're hungry for something deeper, for something more. That hunger, that desire to grow, to stretch, to learn, that's God preparing you. He's getting you ready because he's about to put you in a position to bless others in ways you can't even see right now. Don't ignore the urgency you feel in your spirit. That fire inside of you, that's not just nerves. That's the Holy Spirit stirring up the promise that's on your life. Something big is about to happen, and you can feel it in your bones. And those old wounds, the ones that held you back, they're being healed. It might not be in your time, but it's happening. God's mending that brokenness. It's stitching up your soul so you can walk forward unburdened. You're going to step into this next chapter of your life whole, strong, and ready. Finally, when you see the sign. Whether it's a verse that pops up right when you need it or a symbol in nature that speaks to your heart, don't ignore it. That's God saying, I'm working. I'm here. And I'm about to surprise you with something amazing that you've been chosen. You've been blessed, and God is preparing you for something that's beyond your wildest dreams. So hold on tight, keep the faith, and trust that what's coming is worth the wait. It's your time. Keep moving forward because he's got something special just for you, when God is preparing a surprise for you. One of the first signs you'll notice is the opening of new doors of opportunity. These are the doors you didn't expect, the ones that seem closed forever, or the ones you never even thought would open for you. You might find yourself in a position where everything you've been working toward begins to fall into place, even though you weren't sure how it would happen. These opportunities might come in forms you didn't anticipate. But here's the thing. These new doors don't just open because you're talented or ready on your own. It's God's divine timing at play. He knows when the right moment is and when you've grown enough to handle the blessings he's about to bestow upon you. It's often at a time when you feel like you've reached the end of your road or when you're unsure of the next step that God steps in with an opportunity you could have never created for yourself. These doors are not random. They are part of a bigger plan. They may challenge you, push you out of your comfort zone, and make you stretch in ways you never thought possible. But when you walk through them, you'll realize that God has been setting you up for something greater, preparing you for a life that aligns with your purpose and destiny. This is how God works. He opens doors when you're ready to step into the fullness of your calling. And sometimes those doors come with surprises that take you by surprise. When God is preparing a surprise for you, peace amidst chaos is one of the most profound signs that he's at work. In the middle of a storm, when everything around you seems to be falling apart, you begin to feel an unexpected calmness settle in your spirit. It's not because the situation has changed or the problems have disappeared, but because God has stepped into your circumstances and given you a sense of inner peace that surpasses all understanding. This peace isn't the absence of trouble, but the assurance that you're not alone in the struggle. It's the kind of peace that allows you to sleep at night even when you're facing uncertainty. You start to realize that your confidence is no longer in your own abilities to handle everything, but in God's ability to carry you through. In the chaos, you can feel His presence with you, steadying your heart and reminding you that He has a plan. This divine peace is a sign that God is preparing you for something greater. He's using the trials to refine your faith and develop your character. When everything is calm, it's easy to forget the lessons learned during the storm. Well, when you're in the midst of chaos and still able to stand firm, it's a sign that God is shaping you into the person who can handle the blessings and opportunities He's preparing. In the midst of what seems like uncertainty and turmoil, God's peace becomes your anchor. It's His way of telling you, I've got this. And it's in those moments of peace that you begin to see that the storm is only temporary, and what God has in store for you on the other side is far greater than anything you could have imagined. As God prepares a surprise for you, one of the most powerful signs you'll witness is the arrival of unlikely people into your life. These are individuals who show up at just the right moment, seemingly out of nowhere, and begin to play significant roles in your journey. They may not be the people you expected, nor the ones you thought would be part of your story. In fact, many of them might come from unexpected backgrounds, places, or even situations. Yet, they show up at the perfect time, and when they do, you'll begin to see that God was behind their arrival. These people might bring fresh perspectives, offer unexpected support, or challenge you in ways that push you to grow. They could be mentors, friends, or even strangers who walk into your life with wisdom, encouragement, or connections that you didn't anticipate. Their arrival may seem random at first, but when you look back, you'll see that God strategically placed them in your life to help you move closer to your purpose. The beauty of these divine encounters is that they're often orchestrated in ways you never expected. Perhaps someone offers you a job opportunity at a time when you're feeling hopeless, or a new friend enters your life at the exact moment you need someone to share your burdens. These individuals may not stay forever, but their purpose in your life is clear: to be a part of your transformation, to help you realize your potential, or to guide you toward the next step in your journey. Through these divine connections, God is showing you that He is always at work behind the scenes, sending the right people to assist, support, and encourage you when you need it most. As God prepares a surprise for you, one of the most noticeable signs is a shift in your desires. Suddenly, the things you once thought you wanted or the dreams you once chased don't hold the same weight they used to. What once seemed like your ideal path now feels out of alignment with your true purpose. It's not that these desires were wrong, but God is stirring something deeper inside you, guiding you toward a new understanding of what truly matters. You may find that your dreams begin to shift in a way that feels natural, yet surprising. Maybe you start longing for a career that aligns more with your values, or you feel drawn to causes that once seemed distant. Your passions begin to change, and the things you thought were essential to your happiness no longer hold the same allure. This shift is not about losing your vision. It's about refining it, about moving toward what is truly aligned with the person God has created you to be. God has a way of changing the desires of your heart, and when that happens, you can't ignore it. You find yourself more attuned to the things that bring you fulfillment and peace, and less focused on material success or temporary rewards. As you embrace these new desires, it becomes clear that they align with your purpose, that they fit into the greater plan God has for your life. It might feel unfamiliar at first, but it's a sign that you're growing, evolving, and stepping into the fullness of what you were created for. These new desires will guide you toward the blessings God is preparing for you, ones that are far greater than you could have ever imagined. When God is preparing a surprise for you, one of the most remarkable signs you'll experience is favor in unexpected places. This isn't the kind of favor that comes from working your connections or strategically positioning yourself. It's the kind of favor that appears when you least expect it, from places and people you never imagined would play a part in your story. This favor can show up in a job offer when you thought all doors had closed, or in an opportunity that seems to come out of nowhere when you needed it most. It's the favor that shifts the odds in your favor when the situation looks bleak. Perhaps you've been rejected before, overlooked, or passed over, but suddenly someone takes notice of you in a way that feels divinely orchestrated. Maybe you meet a person who opens a door that seemed permanently shut, or you get a chance to demonstrate your abilities in a way you never anticipated. This favor feels like an unexplainable blessing, a hand reaching out from a place you didn't expect, lifting you higher. This kind of favor can also show up in small, everyday moments, a kind word from a stranger, a sudden burst of inspiration, or a random act of kindness that reminds you that you are seen. It's as if the universe is conspiring to make things align for you, and while you may not understand all the pieces, you know something extraordinary is happening. It's important to recognize this favor as a sign that God is setting you up for something bigger. These unexpected blessings are not random. They're God's way of showing you that He is in control, orchestrating every moment to prepare you for the greater things that are coming. And when you see favor in the most unlikely places, you can be sure that God is at work. As God prepares a surprise for you, one of the most powerful signs that He is at work in your life is the sudden and intense hunger for growth. This hunger isn't just about improving your skills or acquiring more knowledge. It's a deep, insatiable desire to evolve as a person, to become the best version of yourself. It's the kind of hunger that pushes you beyond your comfort zone, urging you to learn more, experience more, and grow more, even when it feels uncomfortable or challenging. You may find yourself seeking out new books, enrolling in classes, or surrounding yourself with people who inspire you to think differently. You're not satisfied with where you are anymore. You know there's more to learn, more to do, and more to become. It's as if a switch has been flipped, and suddenly you feel driven to level up in every area of your life, your mindset, your faith, your career, your relationship. There's a sense that the growth you've been yearning for is no longer a distant dream, but an achievable reality, and you're determined to pursue it with everything you have. This hunger can manifest in various ways. Perhaps you start to feel a deeper yearning for spiritual growth, a desire to connect with God on a more intimate level. Maybe you begin to seek out mentorship or advice from those who have walked the path you hope to follow. Whatever form it takes, it's a sign that you are being prepared for something greater. This hunger is God's way of positioning you for the future He's designing, helping you build the strength, wisdom, and resilience you'll need to fully embrace the blessings that are coming your way. The desire to grow is a divine nudge, urging you to align yourself with the purpose that awaits. As God prepares a surprise for you, you may begin to feel a deep sense of urgency in your spirit. It's an inner prompt, a knowing that something significant is on the horizon and the time to act is now. This urgency isn't just about feeling rushed or stressed. It's a divine stirring that pushes you toward action, urging you to move forward with faith, even when the path ahead seems unclear. It's as if the clock is ticking, and you can feel the momentum building, pulling you toward the next chapter of your life. This sense of urgency can come in many forms. It might show up as a sudden push to pursue an opportunity you've been hesitating to take. It might be a quiet, consistent pressure in your heart telling you that the time to step out in faith is now. You begin to feel that the things you've been waiting for aren't going to happen unless you make a move. And while you might not have all the answers, this sense of urgency fuels your confidence to take that first step, trusting that God will reveal the rest along the way. It could also be a feeling of being in alignment with something bigger than yourself. You might sense that your actions in this moment will set the stage for a much larger purpose, and that if you don't act now, you could miss out on what God has prepared. The urgency is not born out of fear or anxiety, but out of anticipation and excitement for what's about to unfold. It's a sign that God is preparing you for a breakthrough, and He's signaling you to step into your destiny with courage and boldness. As God prepares a surprise for you, one of the most profound signs is the healing of old hurts, wounds that have lingered in your heart for years. sometimes even without you realizing their full impact. These are the emotional scars from past relationships, betrayals, disappointments, and failures that you've carried with you, often buried deep beneath the surface. But when God is getting ready to bless you, he begins to work on these hidden places of hurt, bringing them into the light for restoration. You may notice that what once triggered you, old memories, certain people, or unresolved pain no longer has the same hold over you. The bitterness that once seemed impossible to release starts to fade. It's as if God is slowly untangling the knots in your heart, healing wounds that you didn't even realize were still bleeding. This process can feel uncomfortable at times, as facing past hurts often requires vulnerability and confronting emotions you may have long suppressed. But it's also a sign that God is making room for something better, something greater. When these old hurts are healed, it doesn't mean they're erased completely, but rather their power over your life is broken. You no longer carry them as a heavy burden or allow them to dictate your future. Instead, you're able to walk forward with a renewed sense of strength and resilience, knowing that the pain you've endured has shaped you, but it no longer defines you. God's healing transforms your scars into a testimony of his grace, and it's through this healing that you're able to embrace the future he's preparing for you with an open heart and a restored spirit. When God is preparing a surprise for you, divine protection becomes one of the clearest signs that he is actively watching over you. This protection isn't just physical, it's spiritual, emotional. Even when danger or harm is near, you find yourself shielded in ways that you may not even fully understand. It's as if there's a force surrounding you, keeping you safe from things that could derail your purpose or break your spirit. There are moments when you're led to make decisions or take actions that, in hindsight, you realize were not by chance but divinely guided. You may have walked through situations that should have shaken you, yet somehow you were untouched, still standing strong. God's protection is also seen in the way he keeps you from entering situations that would harm you. You might notice that certain doors close just when you were about to walk through them, or that opportunities you thought you wanted are suddenly removed from your path. In the moment, it can feel like a setback, but later you come to realize that God was shielding you from harm, sparing you from things that were never meant for your life. This divine protection also extends to your heart and mind. Even when the storms of life are raging around you, you can feel a peace that keeps you grounded. Your thoughts are guarded from fear and doubt, and your spirit remains unshaken. God's protection isn't just about keeping you safe from harm. It's about guiding you, surrounding you with his presence, and ensuring that you stay on the right path as he prepares you for the blessings ahead. Through every challenge, you're reminded that you are never alone, and God's hand is always there to keep you safe. As God prepares a surprise for you, one of the most striking signs that he is at work is the sudden appearance of signs and symbols in your life. These are often subtle yet undeniable messages that come in the form of repeated numbers, phrases, dreams, nature, or even coincidences that feel too meaningful to be just chance. These signs aren't random. They're God's way of getting your attention, reminding you that he's guiding you towards something important. Whether it's a verse that seems to follow you wherever you go, a bird that lands near you during a moment of doubt, or a recurring symbol that speaks directly to your heart. These signs are divine affirmations that you are on the right path. You may start to notice patterns in your life that you can no longer ignore. Perhaps a series of events that align in a way you can't explain, or a word that keeps coming up, nudging you to pay closer attention. These aren't coincidences. They're God's way of showing you that he's moving in your life, confirming that he's preparing you for something greater. It could be a song with lyrics that resonate deeply at just the right moment, or a dream that provides clarity when you've been seeking answers. Even nature might speak to you in unexpected ways. The sight of a rainbow after a storm, a flower blooming in an unlikely place, or the appearance of an animal with personal significance. These little reminders from God bring peace and encouragement. These signs and symbols are not to be dismissed, but embraced, as they serve as markers along your journey, signaling that God is working behind the scenes and preparing you for something extraordinary. As you reflect on the signs that God is preparing a surprise for you, it's clear that he's always at work behind the scenes, shaping, and guiding you towards your purpose. From the opening of new doors to the healing of old wounds, from divine protection to the sudden appearance of signs and symbols, everything aligns in His perfect timing. You may not always understand the process or see the full picture right away, but trust that God is orchestrating everything for your good. His favor shows up in unexpected places. Your desires begin to shift toward greater things, and the urgency to move forward becomes undeniable. Through it all, He is molding you into the person capable of receiving the blessings and breakthroughs that are just around the corner. Even when it feels uncertain or challenging, know that God's preparation is a sign of the greatness that awaits you. Keep trusting, keep moving forward, and believe that the surprises He has for you will exceed anything you could ever imagine.